1970, we sure we did the forefront. Knowledge for selfish, for sure we did the work. Auditorium to basement of all faculty of law. We did represent, stand tall anywhere we go. Work hard and we shine, commitment, dedication. Neurosurgery, comedy, music, Nollywood. SOTK, Dr. Call, MC Casino. We did represent, stand tall anywhere we go. Great UNIBEN, great UNIBEN, great UNIBEN, great Welcome to another episode of the UNIBEN Alumni Series. As you know, this is a show where we promote the activities of the UNIBEN Alumni Association. We speak with men and women that have gone through the four walls of one of the greatest tertiary institutions in West Africa, the University of Benin. Unfortunately, most Nigerians currently are in a very sad mood, simply because our kids that we send to school are still not back home. This is a troubling, very disturbing situation for us as a nation. It has happened before in the Northeast, it has happened in the Northwest, now it's in the Southwest. We call on relevant authorities, the government, both at the Oyo State level, the Oyo State government, and the federal government, to do the needful, to do their own bits. Because we always say it is in the Constitution that the primary responsibility of any government is the protection of lives and properties. Please protect Nigerians. We call on other leaders across board, religious, community, traditional leaders, to assist law enforcement agencies with relevant information to help us get our kids back. These are just kids. 2 years old, toddlers, teenagers who are in the bush with these demonic terrorists that have taken our kids away from us. We pray, we hope, and we encourage the government, especially law enforcement agencies, to help us get our kids back. On today's episode, I have a great man with us. He's someone that has been quite significant in the politics of Edo State. He's a proud alumnus of our great institution. He was one-time governorship aspirant of Edo State, also a governorship candidate in Edo State and a senatorial candidate in Edo Central. He's Comrade Emmanuel Iboi. Thank you very much, Comrade, for joining us today.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Yes, this is supposed to be a very exciting engagement. I apologize for starting on that note because it's just something that is troubling everywhere, meaning Nigeria, and I believe it is troubling to you too, that our kids that were sent to school were kidnapped, and till today they are still not back. They have been in the bush for a couple of weeks now, and the videos we have seen are not something that is pleasing at all. So we just hope they get home as quickly as possible, safely. Comrades, I want to start from politics, governance, which you have been a consistent runner in the past election cycles in Edo State. You have contested as a governor, more significantly or more prominently in 2020. You contested as a governor. Then in 2023, you contested as a senator for Edo Central. What's the plan for 2027? Are we going to have you on the ballot once again?
No, first of all, I want to thank you for having me on this show. In fact, this is a welcome development. You are doing well. and we are proud of you.
Thank you
In
very
fact,
much.
this is a good thing, you know. So thank you very much for having me, and we will continue to make uh, UNIBEN proud, Nigeria proud, the world at large. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Um, Thank you. You're welcome. So the politics 2027 is going to be a very big uh, uh, it's going to be a big election, or big, for Nigeria to decide, because everybody is seeing what is happening in Nigeria. So 2027, I'm not on ballot. So this time I decide to focus and to look to join fellow Nigerians to join you know to support the best candidate ever to take over, and that will lead Nigeria, save Nigeria from this insecurity that we are seeing today, and bring good policies that will work with Nigeria, to bring good policies and make sure banditry economy, banditry stops and we have a good economy. Thank you.
Okay. If I can assume from your response, you're talking about joining other Nigerians to bring a new leadership. I think, if I may paraphrase or rephrase what you said, does that appear you are not in support of this government? You are in support of. We have seen other candidates emerge from other parties. We have seen Alhaji Atiku Abubakar emerged as the flag bearer of the ADC, while His Excellency Peter Obi emerged as the flag bearer of the NDC. We are still quite unsure of the People's Democratic Party, the PDP. Some quarters we have seen Goodluck Jonathan being promoted as the candidate of the PDP, which I am not sure of. Then for the APC, the incumbent is there, which with your tone, it appears you are not in support with what's going on, and you do not think that the incumbent should continue, if I'm correct. So which candidate are you? Which party? You are a member of the, is it the Action
ADP, yes, Action
ADP,
Democratic
Action
Party.
Democratic Party?
Yes,
Yes, which you were their governorship candidate in 2020, and also the
yes,
senatorial candidates. You were once a
yes.
quite significant figure in the party. So today, are you still a member of the ADP, or have you moved to another party? And which candidate do you think will help us tackle insecurity, will help our economy do better? Which candidate are you supporting for the 2027 election?
All right, thank you very much. I was a member of the ADP, Action Democratic Party, where I contested as governorship, where I was a governorship candidate and contest for election. And we did very well in that election. We were able to come out third in that election. I also contest for senatorial elections, to become a senator. So we did very well. We campaigned from wards to wards, local government to local government, and we are proud of the result we achieved. So, but today I'm not a member of the ADP. I decamped from the ADP. I went to PDP, and later I decided to stay off and support, the current the I did not decamp to APC, but I supported the current governor, because I felt it was the time for an Asian man. It was a time for an Asian man. Let me put it that way, to become a governor that we have been long marginalized. So I did that support. So we have to come as one. So I did support, and currently I will tell you I'm not a member of any party.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I'm still consulting and putting myself to. We are still consulting so that we will know what to do. So in 2027, currently I'm not supporting any. I would say yes, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing well in his own capacity, but the area of insecurity and is a challenge. It's a challenge, and we've heard of various kidnapping, but thank God we are not hearing bomb blasts, unlike the time of Goodluck Jonathan and Buhari. But now it's just kidnapping and banditry. So I believe the president need to work on that to give the security marching orders. You understand? So Peter Obi is also a good. We know the legacy of what he did. We know what he did in Anambra when he was a governor. We know how he brought development to Anambra, and he has his own records. So for now, I'm still listening to their campaign promises. But we are looking for a man. I think Nigerians need change. Nigerians need a leader that has empathy, a leader who will stand by his word, a leader that can bring development, a leader that can stand all odds and provide security and bring down, and bring development. Currently, if you travel around Nigeria, you will see that Tinubu is working more on infrastructure. And if you travel a lot, you see that they are doing a lot of roads, not the regular way like it has been done before. You will see them using iron, and all those things. It's a good development, at least, but the area of insecurity and corruption, embezzlement in this government.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
If I may comment, you have given the president a pass mark in some areas, while you also have said it appears he has not done well when it comes to insecurity, and you just mentioned corruption. You talked about Goodluck Jonathan's era, that we had bomb blasts, which is evidently true, and we have not seen that recently. But when you just oppose the number of Nigerians that have died when it comes to violence related, what we have seen in this government is quite on the very high side compared to what we saw during the Goodluck era of that terminated in 2015. And I also want to join my voice with yours, because you talked about insecurity, which I'm very particularly concerned about, because I think that is the bedrock of any development. The infrastructure, exactly, which you also mentioned, that is doing around the country, will be meaningless if there are no Nigerians, to utilize those infrastructure. So we'll call on the president once again, who is the commander-in-chief, to do the needful to keep Nigeria safe. Let's talk about your politics in Edo State. You mentioned that when you left the Action Democratic Party, you went to the PDP. But while you were in the PDP, you supported, if I'm correct, you supported the incumbent governor, who, as at then, was the flag bearer of the APC. And that is what we call anti-party. I don't know if that...
No, actually, I left the PDP.
Okay.
I left the PDP. Yes, I just
Okay,
left.
fair enough. But you also said you supported Senator Mondo Okpebholo, who was your rival in 2023
Senatorial election.
senatorial election. Yes. Then you went ahead just a year later to support him because you felt it was time for the Edo Central, which most Edo people felt, yes, it is time for Edo Central to bring their best foot forward. Let the Edo people support him. But the
Yeah.
PDP, your former party as at then, also brought someone from Edo Central.
Yes.
So why didn't you support that other person? What was the edge that Senator Mondo Okpebholo as at then had over Iswen for you? What made you, because this was just 1 year, was it that during his 1 year in the National Assembly, you've seen development being facilitated by the senator then and made you felt, oh, this is where you pitch your tent for the governorship?
All right. Thank you. First of all, Modi Okpebholo is from Irua, and I'm from Irua. If you check the distance from my family house to his house, where he built his house in Irua, I don't think it's up to about 10 minutes. I would say 5 minutes if you are using bike.
Okay.
You know, and where we contest together for we contest for the same but not the same party. And I think when he wants to contest, he came to contact me that he want to contest for Senate he want to contest for the race, even when I was in the AGP.
Yeah.
You understand? So that was when I first know him. You know, even before then, maybe I was, I've been told and introduced to him, but he came to meet me personally.
Okay.
You know, I think we met and we discussed about it. So, to me, I will tell you, even as the governor is my brother, I don't like his. There are a lot of things I don't like about him. You know, there are a lot of things, and I can tell him to his face. You know, there are a lot of things I don't like about him. It's not that I did not support him because he did very well as a senator. Because 1 year is not enough. He did not do anything. You know, I supported him because
You supported him based on relationship, not competence.
based on on relationship, and we are from the same local government, and not competence as at that time because there was nothing to show. There was nothing to show. In fact, I don't think the experience he had now, he had it then. Does not have, it was
Yeah.
all over the place. So
Do,
I think
do,
now
do you regret support? He has been in office for almost 2 years. Do you
yeah.
think he has taken Edo to a better position where he met it? Do you think he's doing well for Edo people?
Yes, I think he has taken Edo to a better position in case of infrastructure. If you check, for example, there was nothing like overhead bridge, but today, Edo is now seeing bridge, maybe in Ramat Park, whether it is being done by federal government or is the Edo State government, but for him to have the knowledge to bring that development to his movement in Edo State, at least his name is being written, in that area. And I think where he's getting it wrong, is uh, area of this godfatherism. Godfatherism doesn't have his own say, doesn't, you know, he's just doing things. If not, maybe this particular bridge that he's doing was what he has in his mind when he's coming to come, when he's, when he come as a governor, this is the first thing that we do. And I think that is the only thing he has done. Other aspect has been controlled by godfatherism.
Okay, was that not expected? Especially looking at how he came into office, the gladiators in the APC that supported his emergence, and especially those that did not want the former governor, Godwin Obaseki, to bring a successor. So we saw a lot of gladiators. We saw how it played out in 2024. There are a lot of political gladiators in the states supported him. So is it surprising to us now that those gladiators are still quite influential in the government?
Yes, Asue Nkodalo is more educated. He has the education, but I don't think Asue would have been a good person to rule Edo State. Would have continued in the same pattern, even more pattern of Obaseki. We're not in the era we are the era of work and show. Let's see what you are doing. Not like the era of Obaseki is always speaking English, MOU. At the end of the day, no work done. At the end of the day, a governor who did governor for 8 years cannot come back to his state, cannot even come to Nigeria. He's not attending meetings, he's not raising anybody. He's doing meet and greet overseas. Whereas, he was a governor in Nigeria. So I think you say, show me your friend and I will tell you who you are. So I think Obaseki and Asue, they are in the same ship. You understand? So I think I don't think godfatherism, play like we saw what Oshomole, for example, Oshomole was coming with somebody else, so I think it was how he emerged was miraculous. I don't know the game that was played, but I think how he emerged to become the governor and how he won. Because if you check, even Edo Central did not actually vote for Modepobelo. We have five local governments in Edo Central.
Yeah.
Aswen won 3. Even the era where he came for, he won with about 1,000 votes, with enough, how election is even with all this. So that will tell you that in Edo State don't want mediocres. They want to see, they want to know, they love education. We love education in Edo State. We love people who can perform. So it is now that everybody is now seeing, the works that he's doing and other things. So that is just that the gladiators, I don't think he's listening to, because I don't think he's listening to all these gladiators. There's just a particular godfather. I think because he believed that maybe those that did not vote for him, there are some 1 or 2 persons, and those people don't want to retire. So they want him to be doing their biddings. So that's just it. That's just the problem for now. And to me, I believe if he's by now, he should learn how to cut them off and make his own decision. Even if they are there, out of 100 at least, he should be able to stand in his decision. Let everybody know. So that's what I can see for now.
Okay. Let's talk about UNIBEN, our alma mater, our great UNIBEN. You were secretary of the Computer Science Students Association, and later on you became president of the association. Yes. What motivated you to go into student leadership, student politics?
Oh, if I tell you this, it's very, very, I was not even thinking of it at the first time. Yes, I'm from a Christian home, and what was on my mind at year 2 was to open a fellowship, because then I was already the youth vice president of the Hope of Glory Revival Ministry as at then. So I was really organizing the youth. So I was now thinking to open a fellowship, with the name of my church in UNIBEN. So then election came. One of my friends came and said, you need to contest for this election, or buy form. Even if you cannot buy the form, I will buy the form for you.
Oh, okay.
That was how I was able to get the second position, They supported me. And when I came into the office, I saw a lot of things. I was trying to do things different. I was trying to do things, to make sure that things are done properly. I will always go to part time. I will always go to full time. Go to class to see whether there is any problem. And if anybody have issue, I will want to fight for the person because I hate oppression. So that was how. So what actually make me to win the president? When it was time for president, so the president then does not like me because he was always having problem with me. You know, I was not concerned about the money that was coming, but what was on my hand, I would like, I want to do make sure that everything, is in appropriate, So that was it. So
Okay.
what made them to vote for me as president was,
Yeah.
we were not having class, computer science. We want to hold class, and we have a well furnished class. And at this time, we're already 300 level, 500, 300 level, 400 level. They'll be going to geology, chemistry. When we get to chemistry, they will drive us away. And we have a well-furnished class. Nobody's, using those classes. So they came to me, and the president was there. The president refused to give them listening ears. They came to me and said, no, what we will do, we must march to the HOD. We marched to the HOD. She refused to give us a listening ear. We went to the dean without knowing that those marching that I was doing, people were watching and the crowd was increasing. We marched to the dean, the crowd increased. Then the dean refused to give us listening ear. Then we have to go to the VC. That was a very huge protest. The VC had to come down from his office and give the dean a marching order to go and give us a class. I think when it was time for election, that there was no second option. And when I came in as a president, I quickly checked what to do. I sat down the executive. I said, I don't know how we are going to do it. I want us to build a realization center where students can sit down, charge their phone, and read wait for exam. And the money we have in as dues as at that time, if you check, it was already maybe 150,000 or 200,000. That money will not be enough to build a realization park. So I quickly see what to do. We started looking for who to give award so that we can do program, so that they can come and give us money. We tell them our plan. We started writing letters. We wrote to the governor. And by God, we were so lucky. We got the governor called us, and replied our letter. So they gave us money to build that particular park. And we built the park. The park is still there. We build it where they can charge their phone to sit down and to read. If you go there, it's still there. And when I was doing it, all my executive, they left me. They said, it's not possible. You think they will answer you? But I kept on. Do you know that I did not, I kept on pursuing until it was only me that went, the day only me went to confirm. That was it that was answered. And they gave us a check that day, and we started the project, and we made sure we did it. We hide the project. We're doing it. People thought that it was a school that was doing it. Until we finished the project and it got commissioned by the then commissioner of education. So that was it.
Kudos to you and your team. Lastly, I know one of the things with what you have exhibited after school, one of the values, one of the attributes you took from the institution, the University of Benin, is obviously leadership, which you have demonstrated outside school. What are the other attributes? What are the other values you took from the University of Benin?
I will tell you, UNIBEN taught me to be dogged, taught me to be self-dependent, taught me to, that because, I stayed in O3. You know, I don't have. I was among those that don't have money. When I say we don't have money, not until I joined politics. Don't have money to even eat enough to standard. Like, how would I put it? We don't even have money to even buy clothes for ourselves. You understand? So UNIBEN taught me to be to be, to be contented and to be dogged. And do you know that spirit followed me after school, after my NYC? I have to, even with all the uh, experience and level I've gotten to at that point in time, just like starting from scratch,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah.
So I did not see it again when life was teaching me, it was treating me in a very hard way. I was not seeing it as if it was something. So
Okay.
UNIBEN is a great school.
Yes. I think that's a wonderful place to answer. UNIBEN is a great
Yes.
school. Yes, I agree with you. Thank you very much, Comrade Emmanuel
God
Iboi,
bless you, sir.
for accepting our invitation. I really
Thank you, sir.
appreciate you for being here. I've been speaking with Comrade Emmanuel Iboi, former governorship candidate in Edo State, and the CEO, Globevest Nigeria Limited.
Yes.
Continue
Yes.
to subscribe to our channel, bringing more exclusive interviews of UNIBEN alumni. Bye for now.